Hey, what is going on, guys? So today we're checking out the Greenleaf Studios Resident Evil Ada Wong 1/4 scale resin statue. So guys, this is such an amazing piece. This has been a pretty long awaited statue. As you can see, I have both versions of the statue. So we have the first release, which the dress piece is made out of fabric. And of course we also have version 2, which is entirely made out of resin. But today guys, we are checking out the first release, also known as the GLS006. So yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And yeah, let's get into it. Alright, stay tuned guys. Okay, so first up, let's take a look at the packaging. So here we have the front of the box. We have a pretty nice photo of the statue itself. So this is Zombie Crisis Huntress AD. Obviously not a official piece. We have the Greenleaf Studio logo at the top. And here on the side we have, as you guys can see, the GLS006, which is the first release. And here we have the back, so we just have another nice photo of the statue itself. And so let's go right ahead and take a look. And guys, I've got to say, I'm pretty blown away with this piece. This is probably my favorite resin statue that I've ever picked up. It's just such a nice piece, you know. Just everything about the sculpt is super crisp and clean. I love the paint job, I love the sculpting, just the whole pose is so majestic. And yeah, it's also one of my favorite characters from the Resident Evil franchise. So yeah, pretty flawless piece. I didn't really have too many issues with the statue itself. I guess the only real issue that I had was down here at the foot. If you guys can see the peg piece, which fits into the base, doesn't exactly fit all that well. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the details on this piece. So I guess I'll begin with the sniper rifle. So here we have the barrel, which is pretty nicely painted. So the sniper rifle is a separate piece. You have to insert it into your hands manually. But you know, it's pretty straightforward. You shouldn't have too much of an issue. Look at the glare from the lens, or the scope I should say. It's just super nicely done. Even her nails are painted pink, as you can see. So now the statue is made up of a couple of pieces. So the head sculpt, the sniper, the arms, and the base are separate pieces. So you have to build the figure by yourself. The statue does come with instructions on how to assemble the figure, so yeah, as I mentioned, it's a very easy build and you really shouldn't have too much of an issue building this figure. I mean, look at the hairpiece. You can see all the strands of hair sculpted in there. I would say the head sculpt is very nice, you know. Sometimes with these resin statues, the head sculpt isn't that great, you know. It doesn't really look like their in-game counterpart. I think she looks pretty good. I think she has a pretty good likeness to how Ada looked in the game and the CGI films. So I think the head sculpt is just pretty much perfect here. It's probably the best head sculpt that I've ever seen for Ada Wong. So I'm just very happy with how this turned out. This is my second piece from Greenleaf Studios. I've also got the Claire Redfields, which I'll give you guys a comparison. I mean, you can even see the eyelashes and the eyebrows painted in there. Even her eyes are just super amazing. They look very lifelike. I was just absolutely blown away when I first seen this thing. You can even see like freckles, even pores, sculpted and painted in the face. So as you can see, these are pieces around her arm are made of real fabric, which is such a nice touch because it really helps to hide the seam line. As I mentioned before, her arms are made out of a separate piece and you have to connect them up, which are held in place by magnets. So same goes for the piece around her neck, like this necklace collar piece. I really don't know the name, but yeah, it's also made out of a piece of fabric, which is once again a pretty nice touch, and it also helps to hide the seam line, which connects the head sculpt to the rest of the body. So yeah, as you can see, the entire dress piece is made out of fabric, which is the main difference on this version compared to version 2, the GLS007. In my opinion, I think this version is way better. You know, the fabric dress has so much more detail. It's got all these patterns, which the version 2 does not have. It's also got like a metal wire inside the frame of the dress, so you know, you can pose it any which way you want, and it will hold that pose. It's also got like this real string, which ties up here at the back, which of course can be removed. It's a cast-off statue. So I gotta mention, this piece at the back, with all the strings, is pretty intricate. You know, it was pretty difficult trying to get this thing to fit onto the figure. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend taking off the dress piece. So there's also another metal peg on the heel of this foot, which pegs into this here piece of metal. I really don't know what it is, but yeah, we have a metal peg which fits inside this piece, and of course we have the metal peg which fits into the base. So I wouldn't worry too much about the statue falling over. It is pretty secure onto the base. It's a very unique looking base. You really wouldn't see any other statues with bases like this. So you know, I just think these Resident Evil statues have had some of the coolest bases that I've seen. So as you guys know, this is a limited edition piece, and I got number 99 out of I think it was 180. I can't remember the specific edition size, but it wasn't very big. It was definitely under 200. So yeah, it's a pretty rare piece. So here's how the statue looks directly from the front, and I mean, look at that shot right there. That's just an amazing angle. It's just such a photogenic piece. It just looks great from every single angle. Okay, so here is the statue from the other side. Even though we can't see her face, we can see the hairpiece, which as you can see is very intricately detailed and sculpted. And the paint job is pretty nice. As you can see, it's got a pretty matte finish, which I really like. I really dislike when statues have a very glossy paint job. It just kind of makes them look a bit cheap, so I just think this looks way better. So yeah, here we have her other arm, which once again has the little fabric strap across the bicep to cover the seam line. So you can see her fingernails are painted pink, and she even has her trigger finger discipline, which I think is a really cool detail of them to add. And here we have a look at the scope for the sniper rifle. But yeah, I'm sure it's based off like a real scope. Very cool. And just the rest of the sniper rifle. And moving down here to the body piece of the dress, with all of these amazing details, like these butterflies, the flowers, which, as I mentioned before, is not on the version 2 of the statue. So yeah, I just think it's a pretty cool bonus to have. And here we have the pistol inside the holster, which is not removable. You cannot take it out. It looks pretty cool. It's quite nicely sculpted. And once again, we have this super amazing base. And so the back of the figure, I mean, check out the sculpting in the hairpiece. It's super realistic. Yeah, just crazy detail. So I think the dress piece is made out of silk. And overall, they've done a super nice job at making the dress fit onto the figure. You know, it doesn't look too big, it doesn't look too small. It's just a perfect fit. I mean, the dress is a pretty iconic trait of the character, and they've just pulled it off so perfectly here. And to just give you guys a quick look at the bonuses that come with the statue. So as I mentioned before, the statue comes with this instruction manual on how to assemble the figure, and as you can see, it's a very detailed instruction manual. That's probably one of the most detailed I've ever seen. So yeah, very nice to include. Of course, we have the severed zombie hand, which you know, if you guys want to display this, then by all means. But I just decided to put it back into the box because I didn't want it to break. And from the other side, it's a pretty gory piece. I think he's missing a couple of fingers here. And of course, we have the card of authenticity to say the number which you got. So yeah, pretty nice bonuses. Okay, so last up, I just wanted to give you guys a quick look at all of my Resident Evil 1/4 scale statues. So yeah, these are all the ones which I own. They've also got a Jill on pre-order, which looks to be such a nice piece. but I'm really not sure yet if I'm actually going to pick it up. You know, these are pretty expensive statues. I don't really have the space or the money to pick up anymore. But you know, I'm pretty happy with what I have here. I think these are probably some of the best resin statues that I've ever picked up. Yeah, I just highly recommend picking up these pieces if you guys haven't already. I mean, the Ada statue in particular is such a beautiful piece. I would highly recommend that. And the Claire is also such a nice statue. It's got such a beautiful head sculpt, and I just love the overall design of the character. So the GLS007 is also a pretty nice piece. I mean, if you guys don't mind the fact that it's entirely made out of resin, then I would say go ahead and pick this up. Otherwise, I would definitely recommend the GLS006, which has the fabric dress piece, which I just think looks way more natural. But yeah, as I mentioned before, I will have a full comparison review on both of these Ada statues. I also need to make a review of Claire, so yeah, those videos will be coming up. So if you guys want to check them out, then be sure to ring that bell notification so you guys don't miss out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope this video was helpful. Take care, stay safe, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Alright, take it easy guys.